Ajahn, talking about the object appearing clearly and relating to what I was going to say, I saw a commentary recently, the Tika to the Visuddhimagga, and it might be interesting. And it says, a Dhamma having its own nature, in Sabhava, is profound. Profound is Gambhira. But a Panyati is not. And I think it means that concepts are, we sort of know concepts like tables, chairs and people, but very hard to know the actual dhammas, the realities. And I think, as you were saying, it's all about panya, and obviously only when a Buddha arises can that sort of understanding of realities be known.
That's why when there is the understanding of the absolute truth, one can see that at moment of knowing something as plate and food and so on, it's the moment of thinking with memory or sanya. That's why there can be the moment of understanding sanya even right now, intellectually, that it has to be there at any moment with citta. No matter what citta experience, the sanya is there. But citta is not sanya. It cannot perform the function of sanya. And sanya cannot perform the function of citta. That's why they go together. One is the chief of experiences, even the slight difference of the object from moment to moment. And sanya, since citta experience that, it must and remember that. But when there is no understanding of that which experiences, how can there be letting go the idea of something there, or I see, or I hear? That's why, because of the arising and falling so very rapidly, it forms up the shape and form, which is taken as nimitta, something there, because only one dot on the paper cannot be any shape, no mountain, no water, and no people at all in that what we take when we paint. But just from moment to moment, it arises and falls away. So very rapidly, just like the fire stick. It can be a shape of round or whatever we move it. But actually, it's just only one. But the rapidity of the succession condition the shape and form. And sanya marks it and remembers it. So that is nimitta of that which arises and falls away. Even there's no word, even baby or anyone, snake or bird, must have the idea of the shape and form, because sanya marks and remember the shape and form, the nimitta, and it's known as something that is panjati. When there's no nimitta, there cannot be panjati. When there's no paramata dhamma arising and falling away so very rapidly, there cannot be nimitta. But since what is there, it just as it is, from the arising and falling away so very, very rapidly, the shape and form is there. For sanya to must and remember as nimitta of everything. That's why without the teachings of the Buddha, who knows that everyone lives in the world of nimitta, no understanding the truth of how come nimitta to be such and such. There must be paramata dhamma, and only one arising and falling away, there cannot be nimitta. But since the rapidity condition the shape and form to appear, to be marked as nimitta, and from the memory, sanya marks it, it is known as something. Even dog and cat know what is there by nimitta. So from nimitta, there can be the panyati. It makes known as something there. From sanya, panyati, until there is the understanding. What is there now is panyati from shape and form. So it makes known as flower and things. In truth, only the rapidity of the arising and falling away of nama and rupa, and gone, never to return, only once in samsara. So we can understand what is meant by panyati because of nimitta, no matter of what is seen or heard or smelled or tasted. We live in the world of nimitta and paññatti, not understanding the truth that actually there is no one and no thing at all. It's just like a dream. There are so many things in a dream, but when one wakes up, nothing at all. So now, ignorance is there. It does not understand what is there until paññā begins to develop, to waking up little by little to understand the truth of actually what Buddha said about anatta, sunyata is so true. And that can be directly experienced clearer and clearer and clearer by the development of paññā itself, from intellectual understanding. What is there now? Just now, it's not the same one, not the same one as it's been before. For example, we just talk and then look and see something, and then talk and think about the word. And what about the moment of seeing? What is that? Never the same. But it's not known because of the nimitta and the memory of that paññatti as something. And without the intellectual understanding, how can there be the understanding of the truth? What can lead to such understanding without the words from the enlightenment, from his enlightenment, to show the way, which is now, this is the way to understand what Buddha enlightened and what he taught about whatever is there as it is. In the past, present, and future, no one can change the truth at all. So it's just normal life, ordinary life, but understanding begins to hear more, study more, understanding more, develop more, little by little, by conditions, by parami, all kinds of parami. And now it is parami when there is understanding. With viriya, with khanti, with satya, with adhidana, all there are there now. Unknown until only one reality appears as object at that very moment. So that has to be the understanding, the characteristic which we use to talk about it, the Dhamma and the Rupa. But that's the word. But the characteristic of that which now experiences whatever is there, no matter through what doorway, there must be that reality which arises to experience. So it's different from other mental factor which arises together with it. But it's not that which is the chief of experiences, the characteristic of the object. But since it experiences is the main or the chief of experiencing, so the other mental factor which share the same object, arising together, experience the object together, but citta experience is so clear in the sense of it can understand the difference of the object, no matter it's so very slightly different. So the other cetasikas arises, so it can like or dislike or perform the function of remember or vitakka or phassa or whatever is there, but not the main or the chief of experiencing as citta. So they arise together and citta performs its function, and the other cetasikas also experience that object together with citta, but it cannot perform the function as citta. But since the citta performs that function, the other cetasika can experience it by way of its characteristic and its own function. And it's this moment now. It's impossible to understand the truth without understanding what is there now, as it is, different characteristics by conditions. Sunyata, no more, as it has arisen, it's far away instantly. But the next one succeeds very rapidly, hinder the truth of that which is gone, as is no more. Because it appears instantly after that. And this is the condition for the development of understanding, to understand the difference between indirect understanding and direct understanding. And when conditions are right, unexpectedly, it's there to have more confidence of the truth that actually no one at all. So how can there be anyone who can make anything to arise or who can control anything? Impossible. And this is meant patient to understand the truth little by little. Because without understanding, is it possible to understand that which is there as clear as one had learned about it? That which experiences